accepting donations in the yellow cart up front, and then public address announcer announcing the sale colors and various things in the store that need to be announced.
Now, how long have you worked at Austin Bluffs?
I've worked at Austin Bluffs for 6 months as a paid employee. A year, I volunteered there for a year, and that's what got me on.
So how do you like your job so far?
Love the job.
What do you like about it?
Just, I love the challenges of getting around the store, which I've mastered very well, and I really like the nice, the surprise I got on Tuesday when I went to go do my first announcement, and there was a whole new phone system.
Did you practice on the old one and then they popped the new one on?
Yeah, they didn't, I had no idea.
Who did that?
Need a couch, a chair, a new mattress? How about a coffee pot? Check out our furniture department where we have a large selection of items to meet your needs. Also, our sale color for today is 50% off on all orange price tags throughout the entire store. That's orange price tags throughout the entire store. Feel great, donate, and we thank you for shopping at the Ark, where you're shopping every day with a purpose.
Very nice. That's very smooth. So,
if you ever move up north, I'll find you a job.
You hear that, Danny's going after your guy. So, do you like the employees in the store?
I do.
Who are your friends with?
Well, I've got Belita, one of the head cashiers, and I've got, of course, Rick and Lisa. I like a lot of the new cashiers, like Tiffany and Kendall, and everybody. Like before, like for Christmas, before I even entered the store, one of them came out to the foyer of the store and said, "As you come in, please use caution. We've got Christmas decor on tables, 2 table rows of it. So just use caution because a lot of it is glass."
So the employees are nice.
Yes, and they'll do anything. They don't just walk up to me and assist. They offer it first.
You guys joke around?
Yes.
What do you joke around about?
Well, different things.
It's okay, we won't tell anybody.
Like when Tiffany, she was trying to say to give an announcement, and she says, "And we feel great, donate, and we thank you for sharping at the off." And I'm like,
I kind of like that.
I heard it in the break room, and I walked up and I said, "So Tiffany, how do you sharp at the off?" Tiffany goes, "Did I say that?"
What else do you guys joke around about?
Well, my blindness for one thing. I'll walk into.
They joke around about your blindness?
I do.
So tell us a joke.
I'll walk into a cart or a row of shopping carts. I'll say, "Sorry, didn't see that."
What other jokes do you tell?
Or I'll say, "Well, I guess I didn't see the new phone system sitting right there." Or else they'll tell me something. Rick will explain something to me about the job, and I'll say, "I see," said the blind man.
So tell us about your jobs before Art. What was your most recent job before Art?
Laundry attendant at the Antlers Hotel, and during that 14-year period of time, it started out as Doubletree, and then I worked Adams Mark, and then Pyramid bought the hotel, which owns the Hiltons. So I folded towels there. I ran the washers, and I did the sort kit.
Did you like that job?
I liked the job. I didn't like the people.
Really? Why didn't you like the people?
Well, a lot of them, it just seemed like it was a very dysfunctional work atmosphere, and very.
No comments from this one. Argumentative. Were they nice to you?
Well, not really.
Really?
No.
What did they do that wasn't nice?
Well, a lot of times they would just basically tell me how to do my job, and a lot of times they'd tell me when it was time to go to lunch, and usually over there you could pretty much go to lunch when you're ready, and whenever I was busy, and folding, it'd be after 12, and they'd come in, "Frank, it's time to go to lunch, it's after 12. I'm like, "I'm not going to stand here and argue with you. I'll go when I'm ready. I'm busy right now."
Now, where did you work before then?
I worked for Pizza Hut.
What did you think of that job?
It wasn't really a job, to be honest with everybody, because they'd give me so many boxes to fold, and then I was done. So there were days when I was only there 25 minutes, when I was supposed to be there 2 hours. So really at Pizza Hut, I was pretty much
And what was your job prior to Pizza Hut?
telemarketing through 2 companies, Jobs for the Handicap and American Handicap Workers,
What were you doing there?
selling light bulbs, trash bags, and suds such as that 901 cleaner that you dilute with water.
What did you think of the job?
I didn't like the job because you sell over the phone, and I believe in hands-on sales where you can show people what you've got.
So
And you don't
with
have
the
to
work you
pitch.
described, does art feel more like a home to you?
Yes, it does.
And when we talked earlier, you didn't tell me that people weren't nice to you at Hamlet.
Well,
People are nice to you at art.
oh yes, at
Okay.
ARC, I feel like family at ARC, you know.
But you didn't feel like family at the other place.
No, I didn't.
What are your hobbies?
Ham radio. With ham radio, I do public service with emergency service. Every holiday, I do Christmas and Thanksgiving, dispatching meals from the Salvation Army to different parts of town.
Awesome.
What are your other hobbies?
Outdoor recreation and collecting of stuffed animals that are just one kind, which are dogs.
And why dogs?
Because that's basically, as a kid, that's all I've ever liked.
Now, this says you like to watch movies about dogs. Which
I do.
Movies?
I do.
Which movie?
Call of the Wild, Jack the Bear, and I like the Homeward Bound movies. I like the old Yeller movie with a dog in it, and some of the movies that have canine police work. I forget what all of them are, but
It says you threw out the first pitch of the Sky Sox game. Was that with us or somebody else?
yes, it was with us.
Is that art?
Yes,
How did that pitch go?
very well.
Oh, yeah?
It was in the paper,
Really?
and I still have.
Did you get it to the mound?
Pardon?
Did you get it to the catcher?
Yeah, I think I did.
Really? 'Cause that's kind of a long throw.
And I still have the ball I threw.
Did people cheer?
Yes.
Now, I think you said you're a Broncos fan,
Yes.
and you thought that the criticism of the coach was unfair, right? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
think
it
the
was-
criticism of the coach is unfair?
No, I thought it was the criticism of the coach was more than fair. He made a big mistake.
So what was his mistake?
He did that kneel down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go with 2 timeouts. So what would you have done? Some short passes to get a field goal?
Well, I don't play football, so I don't know what I'd have done. Really.
You just wouldn't have knelt down, right?
That's right.
So tell everybody about your cooking skills.
I am afraid to cook because, you know, ever since I've been burned by a pan of soup as a 9-year-old kid, my mom didn't let me know she was behind me, and I raised my hand up to express, you know, to my little brother, you know, just talking to him, and I didn't know she was right there and burned the whole crease of my arm right there when I was 9 years old. And my mom got mad at me because I made that sudden move.
So what do you eat? What kind of food do you eat?
Well, I eat regular domestic food. It's cooked by professional home health care, which is paid for by Medicaid.
This says McDonald's and Burger King. You're not being straight with me. I do McDonald's, Burger King.
Weak moment.
Okay. Do you like McDonald's?
Yeah, I like McDonald's a lot.
So what do you eat at McDonald's?
Mostly the McDoubles because I'm tight and they're only $1.
So you you're living on your own, I guess?
Yes.
Okay, and you said you were married but no longer married.
Yeah, I'm not married because it was due to bureaucracy. She got really sick and had to be placed in a care facility due to early stages of dementia. And I was unable to provide the care that she needed. And if I would have been stuck with bills that I could not pay. So it was in the best of both of our interests that I put her in Cottonwood Care Center in Brighton, and that's where the county put her because she didn't have Medicaid, and Brighton got her on Medicaid.
You still get to be with her?
I don't get to see her as much as I'd like to, but because of the distance, you know, it's 2 hours from Colorado Springs to Brighton.
Did you guys end up getting divorced, or are you still married?
Yeah, it was a bureaucracy divorce. It was the only way that Karen could get the long-term care was if we got a divorce. Otherwise, I'd have been stuck with the bills. I would have had to pay for that long-term care that I couldn't afford.
Tell us about growing up. What was growing up like?
Very, very hard, because my family didn't understand or would not accept the fact that I couldn't see, so they expected me to be perfect.
Now, you were telling me earlier about a favorite uncle of yours.
Yeah, Uncle Jack. Yeah.
Why is he your favorite uncle?
Well, because he taught me what it was to exercise. He taught me what exercise, and he taught me how to be a runner in school. Because when I was in school, I used to run for the Pikes Peak Roadrunners.
Wow.
And they
So
had
what
a
were you
track.
doing, like a mile or something, right?
Usually 10 Ks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Were you good?
Yes, because I believe in pace running and not sprint running. Because if you pace, you're going to do yourself a favor, and you'll do a lot better.
Was that hard to run without sight?
No, because for practices, they had a track at school that it's an eighth of a mile long track that has 3 lanes of rails around it.
Yeah. Where did you go to school?
Colorado State School for Deaf and Blind.
What was that like?
A lot better than being at home, because I resided there 9 months a year, and I was treated a lot better.
Were the teachers nice to you?
Yes.
And were the
Teachers.
students nice?
Well, a lot of them were. There were more of the students were nice to me. There was only maybe a couple of them that probably didn't care for me too much.
How many students were there?
Well, the deaf population was greater than the blind population. The blind population only had like 25 of us. For the deaf, they had like 40, I think.
What were the deaf students like? Did they understand what it meant to be blind?
No, they used to. Well, it depended on it depended, because the deaf, a lot of them would come up behind you and grab you or poke you or just make a real loud noise and scare you.
Besides your friends at ARC, do you have other friends that you hang out with?
Yes, I've got friends at Lighthouse Baptist Church where I attend. And I think my closest friend over there at Lighthouse Baptist Church is the preacher.
Oh, that's cool. So he's nice to you.
Preacher goes out of his way. The preacher actually picked me up from Denver International Airport when I flew home from a ham radio festival. The ham radio festival that they have every year is the biggest one in the world. It's in Dayton, Ohio. And when I flew home, or when I went to Dayton, I was taken to Denver by the associate pastor, and then the head pastor picked me up.
So you like church. Why do you think it's important to go to church?
Well, it's just part of my routine, you know. It's uplifting.
What do you learn at church?
Well, I've had to learn how to forgive, because for a few years I wasn't too good at that. And basically that's where you get a chance to, that's where I get a chance to use my musical talent.
Talk about that. So what is your musical talent?
Vocal, you know, singing in the choir, and then I get to occasionally, when scheduled, play the guitar in the church. Special solos.
We're going to talk about your band in a minute. But what should this group know about people who are blind? What should they know?
That blind people can do anything they put their mind to, and also that blindness is not a bad thing. Blindness is a make it or break it. If you make it and you're blind and you're willing to get out, learn how to travel, learn how to lead a normal life, then you're in good hands. But if you don't try, then you broke it. That's your fault.
What else should people know about people who are blind?
That blind people are not hard to speak to, and they shouldn't be afraid, like society is. People are afraid to ask questions. People are afraid to come up to you and speak to you.
I'm not afraid to ask questions.
And a lot of
what's the ARC mission?
The mission of the ARC, I feel, is opportunity. It's job opportunities for people like myself who have disabilities or disadvantages. And ARC's mission is to, to give us a chance where other companies won't. Where everybody says, oh, we're an equal opportunity employer, they're not. And I've learned that in all the years that I've been out of a job until I worked for ARC. ARC is an equal opportunity employer.
So you obviously don't have an intellectual disability, but a lot of our ambassadors do, like Down syndrome and cerebral palsy. What should people know about people with Down syndrome and cerebral palsy?
Well, again, they can do anything they can put their mind to, and they're no different than anybody else. They're capable of working. If they're capable of working, they should be allowed to do the work. And a lot of them are very good workers because, number one, they're appreciative of their jobs, and they're very careful, just like the blind. We with disabilities are very careful how we do our jobs. And that's why we do so well, because we're very careful with the job. I'm very careful even when I greet customers. I could have a bad day, but they never know.
So Frank, let's talk about your band. So tell us what instrument you play, how long you played it, and what band you're in.
I play guitar. I play electric guitar in the band. I've been a guitarist since I was 11, but when I first started as a guitarist at 11 years old, my dad tried to force me to practice, and that's one thing you don't do, especially to somebody who's blind and has the musical talent. If they want to practice, they will. You never force, because if you force, this is what I did. I just put it away because I didn't feel I was ready for it. So, but then when I turned 15, I asked myself, do you think you're ready to play again? So I picked up the guitar and I started chording and, feeling around it. By 15, I was playing, and I was playing quite well and performing it. I was taken around by the school music teacher, performing in the community.
What's the name of your band?
Blindsided. The reason we call ourselves that is because we have books about this thick of genres of music. I mean, they're like notebooks.
What
they're
kind
really
of music
big.
do you guys play?
Oldies, country, music from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, some 80s, and some of the newer stuff, but we focus on more of the older stuff because that was the real stuff.
So what are some of your favorite songs?
Well, one of them is Why Must I Be a Teenager in Love? Let's see, another one I like is Venus in Blue Jeans by Jimmy Clanton. We play that. We play Just a Dream by Jimmy Clanton. We play Under the Boardwalk. The band plays a lot of that stuff. And then we also play in Rocky Ford, Colorado, and that's where the Hispanic ethnic background is. So in Rocky Ford, we have to focus on a lot of Hispanic and Mexican numbers.
Like what?
Well, I can't pronounce them all, but we have a Mexican guy that sings them.
Okay. Now we have an Arts University band, by the way. And Ethan's here, he's kind of the leader of the band. Now, maybe you can play with that band sometime.